Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. A man who you've seen in a whole bunch of different forms over the year, but right now he's back in solo form. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, CeeLo Green. Woo! Like in my head, like we are on the radio, of course, but in my head, I expected his chair to spin around and to reveal. Yo, you did a great job on the voice, man.
Thank you.
Yes. But yo, let's talk about your voice though. You lent it to your brand new album, Heart Blanche is the LP.
Yes.
Now I imagine at this point you probably have like two types of CeeLo fans: the people who like appreciate your Gnarls Barkley and Beyond work, and then the people who know your Goody Mob and solo appearance work, the rapping.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he helping the fried. Oh, I'm sorry.
But but let me tell you something, Brett. CeeLo and his rap ability is the equivalent of Superman being able to kill any man he wants just by staring at him in the face with the heat ray vision.
Right.
But he uses it very sparsely. Like when I was going through the album, it's like he's gonna rap. He's gonna. No, he didn't rap. He's gonna rap on this. No, he didn't rap. Like,
you know what? No, I hear that a lot. And I think in the very near future, I'm going to be able to offer a much better balance of both CeeLo Greens. Is it tough when you go into the studio trying to decide which CeeLo has to show up for a particular project? Not necessarily, but beginning though, a lot of the general consensus was, it was uncategorizable, meaning the album was just too much of it was too diverse for the average listener. You know what I'm saying? Like the average listener's mind or listening palette does not vary that often within the course of an album. So, that's something I had to take into consideration. But me just kind of being ambiguous, I wanted to be all of the many things that I'm influenced by all at one time, because you only have that one opportunity to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people took to it though. But I don't think people realize how effective it was. Until after the fact. So now we're kind of reflecting on like, well, you know what, maybe that's something that, we should kind of like incorporate. Word. Now, Brat, I know Brat grew up in a church, and just tell him about your voice. I grew up in church too.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah, both my mother and father were ministers. You know what I'm saying?
So if you could figure out or assess what position he held in the choir, Brat, what would you say?
Oh my God! I mean, he can go soprano. He do alto. He probably could do the tenor, but he's got that like high soprano can hit high alto can hit the soprano easy.
Okay.
What was it?
I mean, I only ever did like a couple of leads in church, so I like more or less to kind of like to be a part of the whole thing, rocking back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even really found my voice yet. You know what I mean? Like so, like even MCing, to begin with was like more convenient. You know what I mean? You kind of acquired it a little easier before you acquire the self-confidence to really sing out loud. I mean, I didn't truly get that until Gnarls Barkley, I believe, but I had sung, 12 years prior. You know what I'm saying?
So we were like the first time like you sang for the homies, right? And like really like got that wow factor reaction from them, because like when people know you for a certain thing, it is hard to peel back those layers and show them something else. Yeah. When they're used to seeing you in this particular way. What was that moment? It was my auntie who discovered me like singing in the shower. She's like, you can really sing. You know what I mean? And so I never really took myself seriously because I was only imitating other people. Like I grew up, like I was talking about it the other day doing an interview with one of my stepfathers, of whom we actually got along, you know what I'm saying? He was the first person to play Jackie Wilson and, Bobby Womack and all of these really gritty soul singers, of who I was, the most impacted by. So, I felt like I, was just being a fan mostly because I could just sing and imitate, flush up against them to where I knew all of the inflections and, I could imitate it to a T. So that's how I learned how to sing. But as far as the homies, I was working with a group like what was called the GA Style. You know what I'm saying? Like, DJ Wynn, rest in peace, Ali Al, Q, DJ Will. And they was the first guys I really sung for, and we actually cut some records. I remember we was all working at a temporary agency called Talent Tree. I don't know if y'all remember that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a temporary agency y'all out there. It's when you are kind of a part of a little union, and then they call you randomly, hey, this is Talent Tree. Are you available for work this morning? I'm like, of course. I ain't got no job. So you ain't put me to work nowhere else. So anyway, we was all working separate jobs, and we would all pool our money together, and then we would drive down the road to a store. I can't remember what it was. I think it's out in
Austell, like a little bit past Six Flags, a studio called Transmedia. I don't know why we used to go way out there, but that's some real history for y'all. I mean, but
Wow.
that's where we come up.